all this cleaned up, so we decided we're gonna kind of fill it all in and make it look nice. We're gonna just paint them, so there's gonna be no cover on the side before where there was a cover over here to hide it. So make it all look smooth, and then we'll paint it all black with
So one more thing we're doing while I got the car parked, I'm taking the glass back out of it, taking the windows apart and the frames apart, because back in the day when I first did this, I used Lexan, but it was clear Lexan and we had to tint it. Well, the tint, you could see bubbles up.
This isn't so bad on this one, but
I had the tint redone on this a couple of years ago, and it's already rebubbling again.
Yeah, it's...
And the back ones, they can't really get in there to stick them, so what I'm doing is, this
back
back window, this is tinted. This is tinted.
Well, it's
Lexan.
smoke. Smoke
Yeah,
Lexan.
Smoke
Lexan.
Lexan.
Tinted.
So this is the original.
It's clear.
It's clear.
So now we're putting this
And I'll show you, we already did one.
So we're cutting that out.
And then this one's the smoke one.
Yeah.
So, a lot nicer. And it's smoked through and through, so even if you scratch it, it won't really show up.
Yeah, you won't notice it.
But it won't bubble up anymore.
Yep.
So,
We're gonna
get
do
them
that.
done. This is coming out. We're gonna do those two.
And then we're gonna do those on my car, same thing. That way it's all
to do both cars, so.
all done. All right.
Just gonna finish cutting this up. And then we're gonna put it back in the frame.
Hold it. Get this all cut up and we'll show you.
Okay.
Alright, so that fits in the frame. There we go.
There.
Bolts fit good. Yeah, fits nice.
Little tiny screws back in here.
And then we'll stuff them with some of the rubber like we did the other one before. We have it riveted, so now we won't have any of that. So mine we gotta take apart, we gotta melt all that stuff out, so. There it is, yeah. Okay. And we'll start taking those apart. We'll do those next. Alright, so we just got our 4-link all in. We're at S&W.
Finally.
Look at that.
Here you go.
There.
Couple of days, we'll be back on the road. Thanks. All right, you want to put the frame in first? You want to put the rear in first? I think we could stick the rear.
Put the rear in and we'll put that like over top of it. Put it in long ways.
Anyway. Well, I'll hand it to you if you want that
Got
first.
the wheel
Hand that over.
tubs.
I want to flip it upside down, actually. Josh, get that.
Alright.
Oh, this is nice and light. I love it. Go right through. What are they? Well, those are the extra.
Yeah, that's the pieces you wanted a little bit. You wanted to make them so you could make it a little bit longer. So you tack them in so you can slide them with the
Now,
dimension that you're looking
that
for.
is not welded all the way
No,
around.
that's a tack wheel just to hold it together. You're going to end up breaking that tack wheel to get that back cross member off and put it where you want to put it.
Gotcha.
It's just tack welded in, so for shipping purposes and handling.
All right, guys. So, we got that welded up. We got these spots cleaned up. We're gonna put these plates in here against the rocker. Okay, so this side. I just finished this side. This is all welded in. 1/8-inch plate. This way, it's a lot stronger because the cross member, that cross member right there, is gonna get welded to that and then attached back to that other cross member. So I'm going to weld this side up, and And then we also made these back over here to go up to here. And that's gonna fit like that. Connect them back up. And that's it. That's gonna look like that on both sides. We'll get that welded back in place. All right, that side's all welded in. Tomorrow, we'll fit the rear and the 4-link in here.
Alright, so we're welding in these 2 bars that we had to make over here. We cut those off.
Come on, boy.
We got the dog here today, so. Come here, buddy. So we were putting this in, we're starting to fit this. Had that in there, we're taking a couple measurements, had it all mocked up kind of. So, we're taking this one all apart now. These axles and the center section are gonna go in that one. This one's getting a different gear ratio for this. And it's gonna get the different brakes on the end and axles, so. Taking all that apart right now. Wants to hold the pedal for you.
I'm teaching how to weld.
There you go.
Cross member.
Yeah, I'm gonna weld this in right now. Afterwards, this gets another plate on the inside for where the ladder bars are gonna go. So then now we gotta weld that up in here. That one's gonna get cut out. We're gonna put this back up on the other lift. And we'll get that all set up in there. How many? Alright. So he's getting all that welded up. And then there's 3 little tabs we gotta get welded on the other one for the brake lines. So we're gonna weld those up too.
Okay, right there.
It's not me, it's the dog.
We're good. I was about to say, John.
So you're licking your ears.
Yeah.
Good?
Yeah.
I'll take it off.
Yeah. It's just she's getting there almost all the way around there.
Alright.
That ain't now. Look at that, nice. Beautiful.
Look at that.
Back up. That's hot.
Actually, you can leave them in there like that. Beautiful. Look at that.
You know? Alright. So, kind of have everything a little mocked up in here that we're trying to fit. This is what it'll look like. Yeah, I can go up with the lift though. So that's how everything's gonna sit. These are gonna come down and meet this bar right here. We got that holding it up. Sits about 14 inches off the ground. That's why we got it on the block. So everything's pretty close, all lining up good. And that's what it'll look like. We'll get a little farther and start making some pieces now and to connect everything from the top and on the sides and start supporting it.
This is gonna go. That's what we gotta figure that out now.
Those all line up.
Huh?
They all line up pretty good.
Yeah, it's gotta go. I just gotta measure this again. With the dry shaft in place. All right. Cutting the bars up. Cut a lot of pieces up.
Yeah.
I'll show you how they're fitting.
Alright, so we got all of it tacked in place. Got it tacked in down there. We're making all the support bars for it. We got our piece for up top. Making these. We're gonna put an X to brace it from the top there down to here. So we'll be making that. We gotta go back up and get another bar. We got all those pieces put in. So we're getting there. We'll have it all tacked in, and then Daryl will come and weld it when he can every once in a while. And little by little, we'll get it done. So.
Little by little, it'll be done by the end of the week. We'll be done
Oh yeah,
by
if we
the
could
end
work
of the
on
week.
it all the whole
We'll be
time.
working on it every day.
24/7, we'd have it done in a week.
24/7 we'll be in here.
All right. Okay.
All cleaned up? All right, so we got all the spots cleaned up, all the piping, all the tubing that we made up. Everything's all grinded down, cleaned. All the pieces are made up, or 90% of them anyway. Just gotta make a couple little small ones to the body. And then we gotta make the ones for the gas tank and the battery after it's all welded in.